Good morning, I'm Rachel Chunya, author, writer of The Bridge books and The Bridge magazine editor and owner. At the heart of our editorial this season, true crimes and prevention. Understanding the roots of racism in a bid to cure the discriminatory plague, it took the loss of the Euro 2020 final of England versus Italy as Gareth Southgate's 3 young black stars failed to score in penalty shootouts for the ugly shadow of racism to resurface. The Bridge magazine gives a voice to its young contributor, Orchidée Wafo, who shares her views about the Jim Crow laws in the United States and Section 60 in UK. From being the most multicultural city in the world to becoming a ghost city overnight because of the loss of a football match, one could say there is still a lot to achieve in terms of the acceptance of people of color in London and the rest of the world, as London is and remains the barometer of acceptance of ethnic minorities across the world. On Sunday 11th July 2021, after the UEFA Euro 2020 football match final at Wembley Stadium in London, in United Kingdom, Londoners took social media by storm to advise black citizens in UK to make sure they avoid public transport and heading to work the day after England's Euro 2020 finals defeat, as they may face racial abuse. Since the conviction of George Floyd's killer, very little has changed, whether it be in UK, France, Belgium, Cameroon. UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson urged fans not to racially abuse the England football team after a storm of hatred was unleashed against its black players. According to Orchidée Wafo, and I quote, "There is an alarming amount of evidence which suggests politicians are not cognizant of the extreme racial disparity of how policing powers are disproportionately used, depending on an individual's race and ethnic background." End of quote. Unlike what some believe, white victims of racist attacks also exist in UK, even if it is not as frequent as against black community. An example was when a Caucasian boy was racially killed. The 15-year-old white Scottish schoolboy was Chris Donald, despite having no involvement in a nightclub attack or in any other gang activity. He was abducted, stabbed repeatedly, and then soaked in petrol and burned to death in March 2004 by 5 men linked with a local British or Pakistani descent gang. It is believed the murder was a revenge for an attack on Shahid at the nightclub in Glasgow city centre the night before by a local white gang. At The Bridge magazine, our views on the topic are meant to educate a world where others have lost their moral compass and breed prejudice. As a matter of routine, at The Bridge magazine, we do not mention a project unless it is completed. As a follow-up of The Bridge magazine 10th anniversary celebration announcement, The Bridge magazine editor and author announces the completion of a series of books. The author has published 21 educational books in both English and French, which are now available for global distribution. To learn more, please visit our site www.thebridgemagazine.com. Thank you. Goodbye.